Alright, let's give Sunday's Daily Puzzle on chess.com a shot. This one's called Most Annoying Piece Ever. It's white to move. Give the video a pause and try it yourself if you feel like it. Alright, so black's got a queen, which can typically be a pretty annoying piece. I've got checks here and here. The queen is covering this one. So, I mean, most natural move to me would probably be to go here. And the king only has one move, and it's here, but that actually looks like a pretty good move. I guess I could do this, maybe? But then the king is kind of getting away. I feel like I want to keep the king boxed in somehow. Okay, so this actually would force the queen to take. I mean, black has plenty of checks, so I have to give checks, right? I mean, the queen comes in here. My king is in a pretty similar situation to this king, trapped on the H-file. I guess I have 3 squares right now. And this king only has 1. No, wait, no, I only have 2. I have 2 squares. This pawn is taking this away. Alright, so the fact that this is checkmate, if the queen wasn't here, makes me think about deflecting the queen. That's kind of my first idea. It seems pretty easy for the queen to stay on this diagonal. If this doesn't work, queen could go here. Like, I guess I'm taking a lot of squares away on this diagonal. Pawn's got that, knight's got those. So yeah, if I go here, the queen only has this square to go to. Can I just harass the queen until I finally make this checkmate happen? So if I go here, the queen is absolutely forced here. Is there some way I can maneuver over and just like get my rook into a useful spot? This attacks the queen and takes away 2 squares on the diagonal. The queen absolutely has to go here. But then it's attacking my knight. Yeah, that's bad. Ooh, wow. No, wait a second. I was thinking maybe I could go here attacking the queen and protecting my knight through the queen. So if I go here, queen is forced here, here, where's the queen going? Does it have to come back to this square? And can I go here? Is there some like weird rook walk that I can do? And the queen like never has any checks on my king because I'm stepping next to it. This check doesn't work because the pawn's protecting. Is this the right idea? This is, I feel like I'm on something cool here. Could just totally be wrong. Here, here, here. Queen here is forced to this square. If there was a way to get my rook here, I'm threatening checkmate. Like if I could tempo the queen and get my rook here, that's kind of what I'm thinking might be the final move of the puzzle. I don't know how I would be threatening the queen with getting my rook here though. Or if I get my rook behind my knight at all, like this is checkmate. If I can double check, if I can get my rook to the 6th rank and have the king still be on this square, this is checkmate. Even if the queen can take my knight, because I'm double checking the king. Here, 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 queen back to here. And what if I go here? Queen goes here again. And when the queen's on this square, it doesn't have any checks. Right, like this doesn't work. Like right now it can go here, which is annoying. And if it's here, like these 2 squares, it can check my king and kind of probably prevent any ideas that I have. I feel like I have to keep the king there. I feel like this has to be the idea. It's some kind of queen deflection. And I'm really feeling like if I can get my rook to one of these 2 squares, or even here, behind my knight, I might have a shot. Is this the first move? Am I on the right track? I can't figure it out. Okay, wow, I am on the right track. That is awesome. Okay, now what do I do though? I couldn't calculate the whole thing, but I had the right idea, so that's encouraging. Kind of hate guessing at the first move, but it was an educated guess at the very least. So my instinct was to go here. I have to save the knight somehow. If I go here, now I don't really see the benefit, right? The king can just escape. Why didn't I just do this immediately? Oh, well, because the queen doesn't have any checks. Like so putting the queen on this square and not allowing it to have any checks is interesting. My instinct is to go here. And the queen only has 1 square, it has to go here, but I don't really see what I accomplished by making the queen go there. The queen being on this square is more annoying for me. Feels like I'm just going back and forth. So right now, if I go here, the king just moves. Yeah, the king's escaping if I do that, right? Is there some benefit to me going here now? I don't think so. I'm not sure what the continuation is from here. That just felt like a very forcing move. Like, is the idea to get my rook back here? This is definitely the only move for black if I go there with my rook right now. Because the queen can't check. And this would be checkmate on the next move if the king doesn't move. This is a double checkmate. So if I go here, king here, but I really don't see a follow-up. maybe this. But I feel like if the king escapes this little pen that I have it in right now, it's not good. I just want to do this, but I don't see the benefit at all. So if I go here, this is forced. Is there a benefit to this? Did I move my rook down here so that I could just completely trap the king? Because that threatens mate here. Okay. Am I threatening mate multiple ways? Like, is it going to be this? Does that make any sense? I have to calculate every possible move that black can make. The king cannot move. The queen is going to have to try to save the day. Oh, the queen can't. Oh, you just take my knight. No, never mind. No, the queen just... So that's the problem. The queen is attacking my knight right now. So I want to move the knight. And this doesn't threaten mate, right? Like, yeah, there's nothing. Pawn takes is losing. All right. The most annoying piece ever makes me... The title of this makes me think that I'm just chasing the queen around. Is this the next move? I just don't see the follow-up. It is that. I just don't know why. Like, why is it good that the queen is here? So now it's got to be one of these two moves. If I go here, the queen just goes back to where it was originally, and my rook is in a new place. But now the queen has these checks, so I don't see the benefit. If I go here, the queen just goes back to where it was. So it feels like I have to do this, because it's just at least kind of creating a new configuration. Like this we've just repeated moves, which seems stupid. So if I go here, queen here, then is this beneficial somehow? Queen back to here. I don't know. I'm really struggling to see it. I think it's got to be this, right? I don't know why. I've lost the thread. I never really had it, I guess. Like, where am I trying to get my rook to? Like, my whole goal was to try to get it to one of these two squares. If I go here, queen goes here. I can go here. Queen here. Here, queen here. I mean, it's this, right? Okay, I don't know what's going on. I've lost. I don't know what's going on. I had the right idea. I just couldn't figure out what the move sequence was to accomplish something useful. Oh, it is that. What in the world? So it was this eventually, but I wanted the queen on this square for some reason. Why did I want the queen on this square to get over here? What's the point? What was wrong? Okay, it was threatening my knight here. My rook's not making a threat. The queen has no way to get into the game. Wow. So, yeah, I was pretty close to this, I think. So, but even when the queen is here, I'm having a hard time figuring this out. So my knight's being threatened. Why can't I go here now? If I gotta analyze this. I was trying to figure it out, but... So, like, right now I went here. What's the difference? Mate and 2. Oh, takes the pawn. Okay. Yeah, okay. So I was only considering, for some reason, threats on this diagonal. I forgot that you could take the pawn and check me on the H file. Gotcha. Okay. So I got to get the queen to the back rank. That's definitely something I should have seen. So I get the queen onto the back rank with my rook on the second rank, and the point is that the queen just has no way to get involved, no way to save the day, because I'm still threatening checkmate. My rook is locking the king in place. So the queen goes here and gives a check, but I can just sacrifice the rook. If you take, it's mate. And so black sacrifices the queen. Or black doesn't sacrifice it. Black could sacrifice the queen, though. You sack the queen. I take, and I have a knight, and I'm winning the game. Okay. I think I understand. I'm not positive. There's a lot going on here. All right, let's run it back. All right, cool puzzle today. I had the idea. I just wasn't sure how to finish this one off. I'm noticing that if my knight gets to here and the queen isn't here on this diagonal, it's checkmate. The king is totally trapped. My king has these squares. Only escape square the king has is this one. So I was just trying to figure out a way to make this checkmate happen, and I saw that I could deflect the queen, and the queen only had one square. So I actually got the first move. I just wasn't positive where we were going after that. So I'm going to go here, and the queen only has one square to go to. It's right here. So I'm starting to maneuver. I started thinking about trying to get my rook over to the G file So right now my knight is hanging, which is problematic. So I was like, oh, well, if I go here, I'm still deflecting the queen. And if the queen takes my rook, I can go here. So I got the first 2 moves. I just didn't really understand why I was doing all of this because I didn't see the finishing move. But the point is that if the queen gets to the back rank, now that my rook is down here, I can cut the king off by bringing my rook over. And the queen is completely out of play. The queen's not threatening my knight anymore. When the queen was on this square, it was threatening to take the pawn and check, so I couldn't have brought my rook over to the g-file at that point. But now I can bring my rook over to the g-file, and there's not a whole lot for black to do. Black gives a check with the queen, but I can just sacrifice my rook, because if pawn takes, then I have this checkmate. If queen takes, then I'm just winning the queen, and I'm going to win that endgame. That's probably the best move, given the circumstances. In the puzzle, the pawn takes, and I just have checkmate here, because the queen's not defending this anymore. And that's the puzzle, dude. Wild one. There it is. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.